There we go.
And we are live.
Oh, yes.
Here from John Golden's basement at... What's your address?
Okay. Tony, shut up. I'm doing the fucking intro, you asshole. Alright, welcome to another episode of I'm Not Sayin. As usual, I'm Cabbage. This is John. And this is Tony.
Yeah, so first we're going to start...
NASCAR.
He knows NASCAR. That's basically the reason.
Formula One, auto racing, IndyCar. You know it. I got it.
Yep, I don't know that. So
yeah, he's the guy, and he's gonna introduce himself here.
Yes.
Tony, what stuff do you like?
What stuff I love? I love all sports, pretty much. I will watch any auto racing. Besides from that, we should make it like a commentary when we talk.
That's literally what.
That's
we're
what this
doing.
is. You're supposed to talk.
What else? I'm a Chicago fan. I'm Bears, White Sox. I hate the Cubs with a burning passion. Burning passion. I'd rather watch a Cubs fan die than go.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna get haters first day.
Okay.
What else is there? But all NASCAR, I cover everything. When we get to my segment later, we'll talk about the weekend race that was at Daytona, the July race, which was filled with crashing and wrecks.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It was a thing. It was fun. It was a good race. Guy who won shouldn't have won. He will never win again. But that's beside the point.
Who won?
Eric Jones. He's a rookie.
Cool. Never heard of him.
Yeah,
Great.
exactly.
We'll discuss this
That's probably going to come towards the end.
in a little bit.
Let's go.
Probably like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, anyways, actually, first I would like to state that unfortunately today, Mic and Screen Productions, we do not have the mic in the screen. You're getting
Right
just
there.
the tip right now.
Yeah.
But
I forgot the piece of the microphone at home because I kicked it off by accident when I picked it up today. So we don't have a way to get it in screen, but we'll get it in screen next time.
Basically, we duct taped it up and.
So yeah, now it's just duct taped to a
Yeah.
fucking table because that's how we do it.
it's gonna fall down mid-episode, and we're probably gonna laugh, but it's really more sad than anything.
Low budget production, am I right, guys? You have zero budget, but you're trying to make a podcast. Use shit somebody else bought.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. So what are we
All
starting
right. So first on our list, we got MLB All-Star selection recap,
That's fun.
and we had one fact that we were just talking about. Tony, you want to say it?
In the American League, we got 3 Jose's this year.
It's fun.
3 Jose's in the
3
starting
Jose's.
lineup, and then one is a reserve pitcher too. So that makes 4
Who is
Jose's.
it?
4 Jose's.
There he is.
Oh, Barrios?
Yeah, Barrios.
I didn't see reserves. I just saw starters.
4 Jose's.
What are these? 3 starting. Got Jose Altuve at second, Jose Abreu at first, and then Jose Ramirez at third.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Jose trifecta.
I almost got confused because Jose Ramirez, it was like always like second base starting for me, so I'm just used to that. I'm like, wait, no.
Every major base, not including home, has a Jose occupying it.
Jose. It's Jose time.
It's Jose time. It's almost like the Garcia outfield, but
Yes.
it's a little worse.
I would
outfield.
compare all the Jose's like to the Chicago Cubs All-Star selection because the Chicago Cubs sent 3 or 4 people as well.
No, I think.
Well, we can get into that in a second. I actually have something to bring up about that.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, all right.
You're like,
I
wasn't ready.
I want to like kind of ease into that because it is like a pretty rash statement that I have coming up. But then, anyways, so do we want to talk about snubs at all? Who must not have? And by the way, first before we talk about that, I don't know. I just kind of noticed like. I like assuming that both teams actually try. I don't think the All-Star game is going to be very close this year. I think the AL has much more fervor, just like players who have actually been having great years. Whereas NL, I think like there's some like amazing players on that team. Arenado comes to the top of my head, but also some people who kind of just either got in because of reputation or because of like 1 or 2 kind of like defining stats. I think the NL team's good for the most part, like, but I think the outfield is a bit weak at least.
Oh, the outfield, yeah. I mean, what's their outfield? I totally forgot, but I don't think it was anyone too notable. I'm sure they're all stars, so they're notable.
I literally have this pulled up.
It's
No, he's got it first.
Okay, I'll put this.
Matt Kemp, Bryce Harper, and Nick Marquez.
Markakis.
Nick Markakis.
Markakis. I can't speak.
So basically, it's Bryce Harper and Matt Kemp who's having a good year with the Dodgers. I mean, Markakis is doing great this year too, but but the outfield for the AL is way more known because I think it's Trout, Betts, and Judge. Yeah.
That's all you need to say.
I mean, realistically, if those three versus the NL3 in the outfield, I take the AL3 any day.
Yeah, I mean, Bryce Harper, even last year, is just in line, is right in line to compete with those guys.
Oh yeah.
But guys, he's not having a good year. It's 214.
I mean, it's good for every other team, bad for him because he's having a bad year. No one's gonna want to spend too much on him. I mean, he'll get the Bryce Harper deal, but he won't. He probably won't get a max giant contract because he's not having that great of a year.
He's great every other year.
He picked the wrong year to be on contract, in my opinion.
I am saying though, it is pretty nice that I did not get him now from fantasy.
Oh yeah.
Whoever grabbed him.
Yeah, you were trying to trade for him the whole year.
Yep.
I would not.
I mean, he's got 20-something home runs.
I mean, he's still
still good, decent player.
Oh yeah.
But not this year for fantasy. Next year we'll get him.
Nah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure probably next. Well, I mean, it could be different next year. It could be up against he'll be probably in a different spot next year. God knows where he will be next year.
Who's ever got money to spend on him?
Yeah, exactly.
It sucks because if you look at it in a weird way, the Nationals actually have a decent team, especially they have great pitching. For the most part, outside, I mean, realistically 3 good pitchers, but one's on the DL. I mean, they have a good closer, John Doolittle, he's great, and then
they've got a good rest of the bullpen too.
I mean, yeah, honestly, Kelvin Herrera.
Yeah,
they traded for a closer just to make him a setup guy. But I mean, it sucks because they should win. They should win more. They should have won a World Series by now, and they haven't.
Yeah, I mean they've had Harper, Scherzer. You're not gonna get a better pitcher pitcher hitter than that. Plus, you got so many good complementary guys. I know Daniel Murphy's struggling with injuries, but as is Strasburg.
Oh yeah, Strasburg.
I think has Turner been in?
I don't think this year, but last year Turner was in.
Yeah, but anyways, did I say Adam Eaton?
No, we didn't say Adam Eaton.
I did not say Adam Eaton.
I mean, who? Why, as a Sox fan, why would you want to remember Adam Eaton?
Yeah, that's true.
I literally have his jersey in my closet. Why wouldn't I?
He's not.
He's not. He's not.
Just like Crisell. Or too
soon. Too soon. Gotta wait for Moncada or Kopech to become a very good player.
All stars.
Yeah, exactly.
Next year.
Mark my words. First base will be Moncada. No,
he's not even. He's
third base.
I was about to say. Yeah, Moncada plays second base. Come on, man, get it together. Calls himself a suck.
We'll do a couple of games. We're just drunk.
I mean, my friend got to the Cubs game and puked out the window and puked out on the fucking roof.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Mean, he drank 3 beers. He had a whole thing of vodka.
That's it?
Rum. No, he had this thing of rum. He had 2 beers. He hadn't eaten it all, and then he basically took it.
That's the killer.
And then he took his brother Babe to just hardcore vape.
Well, I don't know why you do any of that stuff. But...
Okay, his brother does for some reason. I don't know. I know.
Basically, kids don't do that at home.
Listen to what he says.
Don't ever.
He's our safety commissioner.
I make sure things happen.
Yeah.
Safely.
Quote unquote. Okay. What do we want to go
anyways, I was kind of gonna go more off this All-Star vote. So anyways, the Cubs, I think we were talking, they have 3 representatives. John Lester, who definitely deserves it, without a doubt. He's having a phenomenal year. Yeah, for sure. I mean, this year for sure.
He hasn't stood out to me on the Cubs roster rotation, but
who on the Cubs rotation would stand out to you then? Answer: not really.
Yeah,
I mean Quintana basically.
No, but I mean, Lester is having a very good year. He completely deserves it. And then I think there are other 2 guys who made it, both as starters, are Javier Baez and Wilson Contreras.
Javier Baez, in my opinion, right now is the best player on that team, especially with Chris Bryant out.
Yeah,
definitely the best player on that team. Skill-wise and probably.
Javier Baez got a couple months where he's got to step his ass up, and he's got to be the team leader now.
I mean, he does until Chris Bryant comes back.
Exactly.
Yeah,
which it won't happen until after All-Star break at this point.
But here's where Cubs fans are gonna hate me for saying this, but I do have a slight, not conspiracy theory, but just a little bit of possible questioning
Mm-hmm.
from the MLB standpoint. So I believe it was 2 years ago when the Cubs won the World Series in 2016.
Yep.
I don't remember
In the
Do you remember 2005?
Oh, I only remember that year. I remember that year with Bernie
2005
Mac.
was a Sox fan.
great year.
Great year.
But anyways, the second base came down literally between a couple hundred votes between Daniel Murphy and between Ben Zobrist. It was any man's game. Zobrist was having a good year, but Daniel Murphy was having a great year. He was like second in MVP voting. But they what the MLB does is they, I think, give 3 updates of All-Star voting, and the third update is like with a week left before the voting closes, something like that. It might even be less than a week. But anyways, the 2 were neck and neck, and then the MLB doesn't release any more before they actually say the All-Stars, and they had Ben Zobrist starting in that spot. It was a very close race. There's not really much there, but this year in the National League, there were 2 very, very close races. Second base was between Avi Albies and Javi Baez.
No,
and
Scooter.
catcher.
No.
Scooter.
No,
Like,
I
I don't think he. I think he was a distant third. I think he.
I
Like,
think you have him mixed up.
arguably deserved it. No, I think Albies was ahead of him.
Alright,
But you can look this up. Yes.
I'm about to look this up.
But anyways, and then catcher was between Buster Posey and Wilson Contreras. And
How does
the
Posey
two,
not win that?
in very close votes, the 2 Cubs players just edged him out. All I'm saying is MLB is trying to look for the most fan interaction possible, and the Cubs do have a lot of fans. So I don't know. It's just maybe a theory, not even a theory. It's just something I'm maybe looking into.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying.
Like
to be
I'm
honest.
saying, all of these players were very disturbing all stars, but the MLB might give them a little bit of help.
It could.
Just a smidge.
Potentially.
Allegedly.
Okay, Javi had 2,757,401. I look. I'm trying to look for the other ones. Candidates. Doesn't want to tell me anybody else. So,
All right, that is fine. We basically have dead air right now that we need to fill.
true. I mean,
So,
what else?
What we are going to be talking about next is the starting pitching market,
Oh yeah.
which is pretty big right now.
I mean, all it says like.
Dead air. Dead
Yeah,
air.
I know. I know it says dead air, but I mean, I'm just saying. Okay, fuck you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was on that.
All right. Anyways.
Yeah, my same thing.
Yeah, CBS Sports. Yep. But anyways, as I was saying, there's basically several teams who are competitive who are looking for pitching. I believe these teams to be the Yankees, the Phillies.
Oh yeah.
Help me out here, guys.
Wait. Are we just talking in
that's not
general, or are we
doing
talking conference?
I mean, just in general. I know the Mariners are looking for pitching.
Oh yeah, Mariners need help with that.
Even
What?
Oakland?
No.
No, that's
Oakland
no,
is
that's
it.
interesting because the Oakland, they're number 3 in the wild card race. I think there's several games above 500. So, but they're still the A's, so they very well could be selling. But you really don't know what they're gonna do. You don't know if they're going for it.
I bet they'll sell Blake Trinian. They'll probably sell Blake
You think
Trinian.
so? You think so?
I think they'll sell Blake Trinian.
Because
I mean-
they very if say the Mariners slip up, because I don't think either of the AL East teams will. But if say the Mariners just kind of take a tumble, the A's are right there to pass them up. So I think they should be competing for a playoff spot.
I know, but I'm saying they might sell the closer for they might sell the closer for a starter pitcher and then sell somebody else for a closer.
Kind of do what the Twins did last year at the
Yes.
deadline.
I forgot what they did. But
They traded their
yeah.
closer to the Nationals, but they still made the playoffs.
Who was their closer?
Kinsler, something like that.
No.
But you also got to remember, everybody knows this. Any sports fan knows this. The Yankees got a deep pocketbook, so if they want
They do.
anybody, they will get him.
Yeah, I mean, I think
We all know that they'll make
They
some
need
moves.
because right now they need a lot of help at pitching because
Yeah.
I think it's basically Severino. Sabathia has a good start occasionally.
Yeah.
Sonny Gray is.
I think they are very close to exceeding luxury tax, but I think it's the Yankees, so I really couldn't.
It's the
give
Yankees.
two
They'll
craps.
find a way.
They're the Yankees.
They're probably about to dump. I feel like they're about to dump Sonny Gray away.
Do we want someone to...
No, dude, they gave up too much for Gray to just give him away. He's had a very reputable career with the A's.
Yeah,
Ups and downs, but
with
he's
the
clearly
A's.
experiencing a down.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it depends how long they want to keep it down though. They could just get rid of. They could just get rid of him.
Do we want to talk about how the White Sox should get rid of Jeff Samardzija? Or did I just say something completely
That
wrong?
happened like 3 years ago.
Who's the guy who sucks on our team then?
Lucas Giolito.
Everyone.
Let's see,
No,
Giolito.
who's got like
Shields.
Shields, thank you, James
Shields.
Shields.
I think Shields is one of the better pitchers on this
No, he
season.
Well,
sucks.
The thing is, this year he's completely better than he's had probably in the last like 4 years. He's having the best season.
But
I don't think trading him would be much more than a salary dump, just because of how much he's owed and the fact that he's a 1-year rental. You can maybe get like.
You need a 1-year rental though. You're not
Well,
even
I mean,
making
just say, even because of Shields, like he's like a 3 or 4, probably a 4 pitcher on like a competitive team, maybe 5 pitcher. But you're basically having him 1 for clubhouse leadership, and 2, if one of your pitchers goes down, especially if say you're the Nationals competing with Steven Strasburg on your team, you don't know what's going to happen with him. So you want someone who's at least competent enough to pitch in a playoff game to have as a ready backup. So maybe a team like that may trade for James Shields, but it wouldn't be much more than.
I mean, also another fun question is where's Cole Hamels going to go? Because I think they're finally going to get rid of him. I think they're finally going to trade him.
Here's the question: will he go back to the Phillies?
That'd be fun. But what would the Phillies have to give up though?
Yeah, the Phillies would have to give up something.
They
would have to give up something.
Not as much as they got for him though.
Yeah, probably to be honest. But I mean, I think the Phillies would be good. I think. Who else is in like the not Mariners, the Astros like division? Who else or not Astros, Rangers. Fucking Christ, I can't speak.
Rangers. Oh.
Yeah, cause Cole Hamels. I'm talking about.
It's like in their division.
Yeah.
It's like the A's, the Mariners, the Angels, and.
I was gonna say they'll probably not sell anyone like in their division. I feel like. I mean,
why am I blanking right here, guys?
I don't know. I mean, you really listen more than I do.
Astros World Series.
Oh, yeah, Astros.
Why I forget them?
They probably won't sell to any of them, so yeah, I definitely see them selling to Philly.
Yeah. Anyways, there's a few other very like great deadline chips. We got J.A. Happ on the Blue Jays, who actually we kind of missed All-Star snubs, but everyone's saying that Blake Snell was snubbed, which I completely agree with.
He's definitely having a great year.
He's the AL ERA leader. He's got a ton of strikeouts. K per 9's over 9. And, I mean, not that wins are a relevant stat, but he does have 12 wins. Now, people are saying that Happ should not have made it, and Snell should have. But, 1, Happ is having one of his like best years in his career, and he's had a very good career. Even though Snell is doing much better, but 2, he's the Blue Jays' only representative. I mean, it's not necessarily a laughing situation. A lot of teams kind of have that.
Yeah, it's true.
Does Baltimore even have anybody?
No, yeah, they have Machado, dude.
Oh yeah, that's right, Machado.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Listen,
outside of Machado, I sometimes make the Orioles kind of.
Yeah,
I think so.
Hey, Mark Trumbo.
Mark Trumbo, shoot. I don't know who's even their closer. Britton Bratch. One of them.
Someone.
Yeah.
Some guy with an arm.
Some guy.
At least one arm.
It's not the homeless guy. No, it's not just homeless.
He probably has at least 6 of his toes too, but I'm just guessing right there. That's it's an assumption.
We're in Baltimore, right?
Yeah, we're talking.
Yeah,
about
Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore almost burned themselves down. Remember that?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's hope.
I bet. Now here's a question. Again, I think we've probably touched this a couple of times before in other episodes, but like, will they trade Machado or will they just let him walk? I mean, I know they probably want to trade him. They'd want to trade him. Will they get enough for him to?
They have enough high ground where like they've got so many suitors that they realistically are going to get a trade they like at least enough to make the trade. I think though if they completely get lowballed, they can just walk away. Not trade him, keep him for the rest of the season, throw like a Hail Mary that he's able to sign a long-term contract with them, and then just get, or even if he doesn't, get the compensation draft picks, which is a 2nd and a 5th rounder, which obviously isn't as good as it used to be with a 1st rounder, but it's better than nothing, and it's decent compensation, but you're gonna get a lot more for him from a team who actually wants to give you people, which is why the trade can easily happen and probably should.
I mean, they've been talking like I don't think I've been seeing like Dodgers because they lost Corey Seager, so I think that they're in the market. I've been reading Yankees, but I don't see it.
That position's filled already. I mean, Machado's obviously an upgrade, but like,
isn't it
by how much? Well, it's Didi, and if they want to move him to third, which he doesn't, then it's Andujar, and plus you got Gleyber Torres who can play everywhere in the infield.
Okay, then I mean Yankees. Yeah, I mean it'd be nice for the Yankees.
Brandon Drury.
Yeah, I mean it'd be nice for the Yankees because the Yankees at this point just stack everybody because I mean they tried to they stack the outfield in a way. I mean, but they don't play stack the outfield, so
yeah,
it makes sense, but whatever.
Yeah, who knows?
I think if anything, I think he'd make it to the Dodgers because I think the Dodgers might offer up like Matt Kemp and somebody else random.
They're not going to offer Matt Kemp to a non-competitive team. He's a older player who's got a very heavy contract.
All right.
They're not going to, he's having a good year for them. They're trying to compete, so. Orioles have no use for him. Dodgers have every use for him.
If you're the Dodgers, then who do you sell to get Machado from the
prospects?
Oh yeah. I'm too used to football where prospects aren't a thing, so I forget prospects a lot of times. All right,
That's fair.
I watch way too much football. It's like my second year being into baseball. I haven't truly grasped the concept that prospects are a thing.
Hey, that's all good. That's all good.
I mean, there's a reason because wasn't the Quintana trade the Sox got Elroy Jimenez?
Yep.
Their farm team. He was like one of the best people in the minors.
Yeah, no, prospect trades happen all the time.
Yeah, where realistically you get no one up, but you just get more prospects.
Yeah, who very well could eventually develop into very good major league players. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like All right. Anyways,
wow.
Yeah. Moving on. What we were talking about. Now we are going to get some. Stop slapping your thighs, bro. It's a little bit weird. Anyways, what we're moving on to is Tony's gonna talk about some NASCAR shit. So let's hear this.
Yeah, we got some racing. We had 3 races this weekend. Technically, we got the British Grand Prix from Formula One.
All right, how's that?
That was an interesting race from the start. Ferrari supposedly took out the Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton, who was his home Grand Prix.
Okay.
So he went from 2nd to 18th lap in one turn. He did drive amazingly to get back to 2nd. Ferrari did, though, end up winning the race. Sebastian Vettel got the victory. He got the 25 points for the championship lead, and now he leads Lewis Hamilton in the championship series by 7 points. It's all different. We're going to move over to the boring race of IndyCar this week. They were at Iowa this weekend. James Hinchcliffe got the win there. First one for him on the season, I believe. But that team is starting to come along. The Dale Coyne Racing team, that's coming along. Great for them. Oh, yeah. I can go on hours, bro.
That team.
Yeah.
Blue team.
Ricky Bobby. That's my NASCAR.
Yes.
Essentially, my NASCAR is Ricky Bobby, not one episode of South Park. That's my NASCAR.
Now we get to
Jean Girard.
I'm
talking about different shit. I'm talking about TV. Never mind.
I know what you meant, though.
Yeah,
okay, continue your NASCAR talk.
Now we're on to the main event. It was It's the July 4th weekend, end of the weekend.
Bobby.
Shut up.
Ricky Bobby.
It's the end of the July 4th weekend.
I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey.
Please, let's let Tony finish before I stop.
Yeah, please.
Anarchy!
I don't know what that means, but anarchy!
You're having fun. Alright.
Okay, please talk about
it. It was the end of the July 4th weekend. That means it was the race in the Daytona down in the Sunshine State. That was a crash-filled race. Track is slick, so only about 10 cars finished the race out of the 40 that started. Both stages were won by Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who controversially started a couple of the wrecks as well, so a lot of people were mad at him. So he's now the new hater, besides Kyle Busch as well. Keep hating on Kyle Busch.
You heard it first here.
You heard it
on Kyle Busch.
Oh, the world knows that already.
Okay,
the world knows that.
I'm sure the NASCAR community knows, but everybody who doesn't watch NASCAR, if you start watching NASCAR, just hate Kyle Busch.
Just hate Kyle Busch. Be a fan of the Stewart Haas Racing team with Kevin Harvick. That's my favorite driver. Personal favorite. He is going to win the championship this year. I have my championship picks, which won't come later until about November when we get to the final race.
Boo! Get this guy out of here.
Shut up! I'm almost done.
And we're the ones who invited him. He was technically almost an illegal addition in a way, but that's besides the point.
The race was, though, eventually won by the newcomer Eric Jones. That is his first ever NASCAR Series Cup win.
Yeah, NASCAR, yeah.
Yeah, and he gets one. I don't think he'll ever pan out to be the next top great racer. I think he'll get 15 wins and then get fired from his seat. But that's later down the road. That you heard it here first. I don't think he's a good racer. People think he's a good racer. He's not. He's racing for a good organization. That's it. But either way, next week they go to Kentucky. Kentucky Speedway Bulls.
Cool. Now it's the other version of the Kentucky Derby.
Yes.
With cars instead of horses.
Yes, mile and a half track this weekend. I think they're racing Saturday night on that shit network called NBC.
Oh.
NBCSN.
Hey,
I hate NBC.
So tell everyone your story with NBC NASCAR.
Well, NBC NASCAR, I hate passionately Kyle Petty, Rick Allen, Steve Letarte, and Jeff Byrne passionately because they don't know how to call a dang race. I always tweet at them and bash them every other chance I get when they are hosting a race. Now, that has led me to get banned from following NASCAR and NBC on Twitter.
He is now blocked from their Twitter page.
Yes.
That's actually
Fox on NASCAR, though, is so much better. I can't wait for February when Mike Joy, Jeff Gordon, and Darrell Waltrip return to call a normal race instead of Rick Allen.
This man has truly achieved something.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm going to probably have to call them and then ask them why. I did, but I know why. It's okay.
I know what I did wrong, but I'm going to ask them anyways.
Try to be polite, like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry for insulting you. Gets unbanned, immediately insults them again.
That's probably what will happen.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean, I imagine you talk about that as like when you listen to Joe Buck try and talk a football game. John, you know what that's like, right? Yeah. You ever watch Joe Buck? You just sit there and go, how do you exist sometimes at talking about sports? That's why I watch Red Zone, because you don't get any problems. You get Scott Hansen. It's great.
Also,
yeah, not as good as Tony Romo. That's all I'm saying.
Tony Romo is like a god. Okay, I mean,
Tony Romo stepped into the job, filled it perfectly. Couldn't ask for anything more.
I mean, he literally can call the play. He just sits there, watch them at the line. They're gonna run to the right.
He knows exactly what's happening. He knows the modern NFL.
I mean,
and he knows how to speak.
I mean, it makes sense because he was in the NFL up until about a year ago.
Yes.
So it makes sense. And now, dude, imagine if you got a team of Jason Witt and Tony Romo calling the game.
You know, we've been talking about that before.
I think that'd be fun.
That'd definitely be something to sit down.
I would totally watch that. I would totally watch it just to be funny as hell.
Final NASCAR news: Dale Earnhardt did make his debut for the broadcasting booth, which he did an excellent job of calling the race. And he's actually normal. He knows how to race. Like I said, we're seeing a trend of these veteran drivers retiring and going up to the broadcast booth giving their opinion, which is amazing. And I love it. It's gonna be NBC will get good in 25 years.
Let's drink some PBR and some Bush and just
have a good time up in the booth.
Exactly.
That's all they do.
Right. I mean, that also is essentially like NFL in a way, because, you know, Jay Cutler was planning to do a broadcasting career. Like we said, Tony Romo was, like, great at it his first year. I mean, we don't know what Jason Witten's going to do, but Jason Witten's probably going to be pretty good at it. I mean, I like to assume, though, you know, Jason Witten.
Yeah, I mean, you figure, and plus there's so many other good NFL players who've retired.
Oh, yeah.
I think, I may be wrong on this, correct me if I am. I think James Harrison's like in and out for one more season, but once he retires, he'd definitely be someone I'd like to hear on there.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh, yes.
So, but anyways, sorry. But kind of going into football, so going into this football season, I mean, there's not necessarily much new that's happened in the NFL. I mean, kind of training camps just underway, rookie camps,
orientation and crap.
Yeah, I mean the rosters haven't even really been decided. Preseason hasn't even started yet. Hall of Fame game hasn't played. But so fantasy football. Do you want to maybe touch on that, guys?
Oh yeah, I mean,
of course.
Yeah, 3 of us are in a fantasy football league with about 5 other people. I mean, we're still looking for our other one because we have to get rid of someone because they don't like to play.
You.
Our 4 followers.
Oh yeah, like our 12 or 13.
No, we have 2 subscribers, and it's me and Joe.
Oh wait, I subscribed this afternoon, guys.
Oh, we got 3. Dude, nice.
No, there's 4 subscribers.
There's 4. Who's the 4th?
I don't know.
Some random guy who likes sports. Let's go.
That or Bogart.
probably him.
But either way, if you subscribe, you follow us, you want to message us on
dude.
Twitter, find any of our Twitter handles in the link in the description below.
Yeah, I need to reactivate my Twitter.
I can start putting those in there if you want me to. I just need everyone's
Like I said,
Twitter stuff. But yeah, so I mean, we do that every year. So I mean, once football starts, you're gonna hear a lot of us shit talking to each other on crowd because we're playing each other that week.
Yes.
And all the stupid team names and trades that we do and all that.
Yes.
You and I gotta start coming up with team names.
Yeah.
So
me and this is actually pretty cool. But me and him have this thing. We've been doing it for the last few years.
He started it. To be honest.
Yes.
I just picked it up because I'm like, that looks
fun. Yeah. No,
we
but
don't
anyways, for our fantasy, it's not a lot of names we can't really say
not on
because
screen,
they have some specific words.
We could, but it's mature content only.
Yeah, so basically, I'll just say some of the ones that have been appropriate. But we do team name spoofs that kind of make fun of an actual team name. Like, for example, one year I was the Oakland Refrigerators because it's got, like, Oakland Raiders in it. Yeah, and that year he was Cincinnati Bangers because it kind of sounds like Bengals.
Yeah.
So,
we had Jacksonville Swagwire.
Yeah, I started that with Jacksonville Swagwires. Thank you, buddy.
Personal favorite.
Thank you, buddy.
No problem.
I love that one.
But we've had some other real good ones too. Probably less appropriate ones. And then he has the same team name every year, but it's a keeper.
That's because we randomly assigned it. It's just
exactly.
At least he owns it.
I own it. I take it like a champ. Unlike our one friend, which we can't say his name, who is sometimes a whiny little girl about his name.
Does his name have the word mouth in it?
Yes.
Then I know who you're talking about.
Oh, him. Yeah.
Every couple months, he always throws a fit about the name because he
throws a fit about everything.
Hey.
We're immature. We're somewhat adults.
We're 20. We're 21. We're half adults, half
not
adults.
I'm not 21.
You're 20. You're 20. I forgot you're not part of the crew. Not yet. 2 weeks.
Follow us on Twitter. See what happens on his birthday night, which we don't know is.
We don't know.
We don't know. What will happen?
Something.
Like drunk vomit. Who knows?
Something fun. Something
extremely fun.
And probably involving alcohol.
Might be.
80% chance.
80% chance?
80%.
I was going to say 50-50.
Yeah,
50.
Yeah, but I mean, we're going to probably talk about a lot. We might start talking about who we want to draft during what rounds, when we're going to even do a draft.
Oh, yes.
Stuff like that.
Let's not get screwed over like I did the one year. Let's talk about it. What did I do? I drafted Jordy Nelson, and that week later, he got injured.
I mean, that was 2 years ago, and then last year, I think, didn't you have Edelman last year, and he tore his ACL?
Everyone has injuries. Like, that's as part of the game.
It happens.
I had several last year.
Yeah.
This kid never has any injuries. This
kid
has such a great team every year.
Yeah, I'm done. My luck's run out. My luck ran out with baseball last year.
Baseball, you get injuries. Baseball, you get injuries, suspensions, everything.
Baseball's like
football,
not
this kid gets nothing.
Okay, baseball's like
John,
not possible.
Want to talk about the kicker you had? What was it, last year?
2 years. Yeah,
2 years.
So normally you're supposed to pick a kicker in one of the last 2 rounds, but a couple years ago I won the championship, and my kicker Josh Brown was absolutely fantastic for me ever since I picked him up. I was like, I think I'm gonna take this guy. Not that early, but like 13th, 14th round, just to make sure no one else takes him off the board. I already have the position players I want. I have the quarterbacks I want. Might as well get this guy before anyone else takes him. I draft him. Looks like a decent draft pick, and he gets suspended. My kicker got suspended
for domestic violence.
Yes.
I remember this.
Probably to do with kicking. If I had to take a guess.
He probably kicked the wrong thing. Supposed to kick balls, not your wife.
Not your wife.
Nope. Yeah, it's a no on this channel.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to do
kick
that.
Kick footballs, not your spouse or
significant other. If you have anger issues, just go outside and kick something. Not anybody.
I mean, if you want to kick a tree, might hurt.
Kick a football. You're an NFL freaking kicker.
True.
Yes. John's still a little mad about that, but that's okay.
I mean, I would be too. I mean, listen, like everybody, has so much anger with injuries because you have 2 significant ones in the past 2 years.
God, I don't
you have your suspension.
Well, no, I had terrible.
Oh
injuries.
No, didn't you have?
Odell Beckham Jr. was my first round pick.
Yeah, I draft him every year.
That was my first year drafting him.
No, I
want him every year.
2 years ago, I drafted Odell.
And then it was Mims last year. I want him every year, but I never hit him.
And then we had Jones has his he drafted who was it, Spencer Ware, and then tears his ACL, but then picks up Kareem Hunt,
Yeah.
who was like one of the best
No,
RBs.
I traded him Kareem Hunt.
No, he picked him up. He picked up Kareem
Oh,
Hunt,
and then we traded him.
and then you traded
Yes.
then you got
Yes,
Kareem Hunt, and he
yes.
got Shady.
Yes, that was right.
Yeah,
I somehow ended up with Kareem Hunt.
yeah, you traded.
Yeah,
No,
and he got me like he got you like 30 something against me in the playoffs, and I was like, oh crap, there's no way I'm gonna win. And everyone on my team gets at least like 15.
Yeah.
Non PPR by the way.
Oh yeah, we
PPR.
don't do PPR.
PPR we can rip on some other episode, another topic for another day.
Ripping on PPR. Even though like the people I watch fancy podcasts I listen to, they're like, if you don't do PPR, you're a piece of shit. And I'm like, all right, listen, let's not go down
Yeah,
that road.
we'll rip on PPR for sure. Not in this episode.
Not right now.
That's future to come.
You know,
Stay tuned.
That's probably when we get more towards draft and shit like that. Cause I mean, we're gonna have that discussion soon.
We're gonna probably.
We probably should start having that discussion now, actually, because we probably don't want to draft within a month. So give everyone time to kind of prepare.
We got drafting coming up. We all are in school, of course, so we gotta try.
We're in summer
We're
right
gonna
now.
try and get
Not
together.
not all of us are in school.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Everyone in this video is in school.
Yeah, all three of us are in school, but
Okay.
maybe somebody else who's not in
The
this video,
majority
who
of our
talks louder than everybody else, you probably know what I'm talking about, is not in school. And
Our
you
majority of our friends. I will say that our majority
Yes,
of our
a
friends
major-
go
a
to
vast
university.
majority.
And
I mean,
university.
okay,
That's
Or
universal.
university.
University.
That's-
Technically,
that
I
takes
don't go to
away-
university.
Oh, you
I don't.
kind of do, kind of sorta.
I'm not in it yet, so technically I don't. I'm
Ooh,
still.
Majority
well,
of our
applying it
people
this year.
seek
Okay.
a higher education.
Yep.
There we go.
There we
Yeah.
go. Now we hit the demographic.
And even if you
Just
don't,
right.
it's good for you. Just
Yeah.
find something.
I mean,
to
Either
do.
way, we're all
Yeah,
learning.
no.
We go all back to school near the end of August, so we gotta. Our last big hurrah is doing our
It's usually
NFL
this,
draft.
where
so
we usually just
we'll
sit
see.
here and yell. We just sit here and yell at each other.
Yell at
in
each other.
person,
We
like, fuck
use
you.
John's Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
is,
yeah.
his password is. We'll
I
take
don't
that
know.
away in the
It's
later episode.
it's like a 15-digit hieroglyphics. If you want to like
Learn,
off the top
learn,
of your head
learn
blurt it
Egyptian
out,
Sanskrit.
then I will go for that. Then
Learn-
I will let you do that.
learn
But
Egyptian
I'm
Sanskrit.
assuming that you don't know it.
No, I don't know.
Yeah. I
do
barely know
con-
my
I
passwords.
do like it because every time I show up to his house with my laptop, it connects automatically.
Oh, dude, so does mine now.
I love it.
Even though it sucks that I don't have Adobe Flash, but I need to, so it'll be easier to drop down my computer instead of my phone.
Oh, I know. It was
Dude,
it was crazy.
Dude, it was
last
so
year.
bad because I kept trying to use the other thing they have that's not Flash, and it took forever to do anything. And so I just ended up using my phone. I'm like, this is so much faster. But I'm gonna try to get that fixed in like I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean I gotta come
We
up
got
and
a
have to fix that.
Yeah, so we're probably gonna have our draft in a little bit over a month, maybe
I'll be
closer to 2, maybe. We'll
Hopefully
see
between
when
the
everyone's
28th
able to
and
get together
31st,
draft.
or-
It's the number one thing that we find important is everyone has to be together on draft day. Makes it a lot of fun. It's easier for me, the commissioner, to collect the money first and foremost.
Yeah, some commissioners don't collect money and then basically ask you to give them the money after they haven't even paid last year's winner.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
That's a later
specific
topic
individual.
we'll talk about later.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
When we call it the hot seat.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we're doing
We
that.
will be roasting.
Oh, we're gonna roast.
Let's go.
Hot
He's gonna watch this though, but he's gonna avoid it. He's gonna know. I mean, I could edit this out. I could edit this out.
No,
Nah,
don't.
keep it,
No,
keep it.
no.
Yeah.
You want to
We're not
anticipate
gonna- I'm
the
not gonna edit this.
folks that they've
How
come
much
back.
editing do you think I actually do with this shit?
Oh, you
Crazy.
practice.
I know for a fact you took out something of last episode.
I took out the part where Jones and I had to go get the pizza. That's all I
Well,
took out.
I think there was something else you took out. We
No.
can discuss that off camera.
I
But
don't think anything else out.
Okay, that you're gonna have to take out.
I don't think I took that out.
Gestures.
I thought you did. Okay.
If I did it accidentally,
Alright.
I cut off that.
Alright.
I wouldn't mean that. I mean,
Okay.
I still got rid of that. That was on purpose.
So that's our fantasy football teaser. We are excited to get that rolling again this
Dude,
year.
honestly,
I'm ready for it.
I'm
I
ready.
think John's ready
I'm so.
for
I
it.
already. I don't.
Ogden's ready to go.
Oh, I'm so ready.
Where did I finish last year? Third?
What?
Then I finished third or second.
No, you finished. No, we were the top 3 teams.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah,
we were the top 3
yeah, this is
teams
the top
thinking
3.
about it. So.
Actually, and like 1, 2, 3.
That was my highest finishes as well.
I mean,
finished
honestly,
third
good for
by-
you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. Of
Usually
course,
I'm just that mediocre shit.
No,
Yeah.
here's the thing. He always drafts a good team. He will like not do anything on the waiver wire.
I'm so.
But he will have a very good team drafted, and it's by
Realistically.
picking the same exact players each year.
I mean,
So
yes.
once Gronk retires and Brady gets
You
He's
retired
right
as
once
well.
Brady Peyton Manning's, then your team may have a rough
Dude,
year.
it's
But
funny,
until then,
I know exactly how Tony drafts. It's funny. It goes best player, Gronk, Brady, or Rodgers, and then just spirals to whatever after that. That's essentially how you draft.
And technically, I watch in whatever round we decide, whoever decides to start divvying out quarterbacks, then I'll go get my quarterback.
True.
I play it strategically wise of okay, this round we're not doing anything. Okay, I'll stick with this. You know what I mean?
I'll wait till like the last round to grab a quarterback. The first person to grab Brady. It's not even you. Brady Rodgers first two off the board.
Oh, that would be a long year.
I mean, you know,
I can make it work.
I mean, Brady's gonna be weird this year. You don't have Edelman for 4 games. Amendola's gone. They traded away. They traded away Cooks. So right now you're looking at Hogan, Dorsett maybe.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Could be rough. Could be.
So knowing Bill
might not be a Brady year.
You know, looking at Bill Belichick, he's gonna go down to his local Walmart and get that lacrosse player that's
Dude,
doing
but you know what? He still has Gronk. So if anything, it's gonna be like, hey Gronk, here's the ball. Hey. That's essentially how it goes.
Or you want to pick up the running game, or they're running back this year, and they might be doing
that's
running game
that's
this year.
The fun game. That's always the fun game to play. What running back is it? Because
they drafted Sony Michel Shell in the first round, which is a very uncharacteristic Patriots move.
But
so
usually they just pick up the local guy who's just made a run from the bank robbery. No.
But I mean, you know,
I guess that he was good enough.
I mean, you know, it's either did Gillislee leave? Mike Gillislee leave? I forgot.
Probably.
Because I think it does.
He was supposed to be a starter, and he played the first 4 weeks.
It was between like last year. It was always between Gillislee, Burkhead, Lewis. Lewis is now on the Titans. I think Gillislee left. I think Burkhead is still. I think they re-signed Burkhead.
And then they
James
White.
Oh yeah, James White. And I think Fielky left it. Fielky left. Or he'll be like a pass back.
Playoff hero.
Oh, true. Like 2 years ago, though.
Even this year, he had like 3 or 4 touchdowns in the playoffs.
I mean, he did good. I mean, did it help them win the Super Bowl? They lost to a backup quarterback, and they also decided not to play Malcolm Butler because of reasons.
That's behind closed doors.
Oh yeah, we don't know. Whatever, Bill Belichick does enough to basically have his OC basically say, I'm going to go to the Indianapolis Colts, be the head coach. I just haven't signed a document. Enough to the point that he talks with. No, then he just sits down with the owner, talks to the OC, and next thing you know, I'm not gonna go be the coach.
I think he's just screwing with him. Like, hey, you guys want to get mad at us for Deflategate? All right, I'll sign with you. Oh wait, that's right. You don't like me,
dude. The worst part is if he doesn't get the head coaching job for the Patriots, he probably will never get another job. Yeah. Nobody will want to sign him. I mean, actually, everybody will, but everyone will be skeptical. Like, they'd almost make him sign up front. You sign right now.
They'd have a backup plan.
Oh, you absolutely. If you want him, you need a backup plan. So, because now did they sign a new DC yet? Because Matt Patricia is gone. He's officially head coach of the Lions. Yeah. It's good for them.
The Lions are going to have that gap year again.
It's going to be weird for the Lions. I mean, this year, I still think it's going to go. I still think Vikings win, even with Rodgers. Because, I mean, I don't think there's enough on
the Vikings
Green Bay.
are going to be very strong this year. They might win the division.
Defense is too young for Green Bay a little bit. Bears are going to be God knows.
So the Bears always look promising, or at least more promising on paper than they actually finish. But they've had coaching issues. Back before last time we had a good coach was Lovie Smith, and we decided to get rid of him. And we've had very underwhelming records ever since.
Trustman, John Fox.
Yeah, you don't have to say those names.
I already did that. But now we got Matt Nagy, OC of the Chiefs, who are actually a good team.
So hopefully everything will fall into place.
So hopefully he knows what to do with Mitch. I mean, hopefully he'll do good with Jordan and Tariq. I mean, they got Allen Robinson.
Yes.
Got Kevin White. I don't know how much that means, but basically nothing.
That's nothing.
I think I'd rather have Zach Miller's torn leg than Kevin White, honestly.
I would too.
All right, good. We're on that same page.
That's how much.
And then what? They got Taylor Gabriel. They got Speed Guy. He's Speedy.
Yes.
They got Speedy. They got Speedy McGee over there.
I think you just pick up anybody across the street from Chicago.
I mean,
you know how it is.
I mean, no, you can't. No, I mean,
anybody
you're not Bill Belichick.
running from.
You're not Bill Belichick. You can't just do that.
Damn it.
You can't do that until you've at least broken the rules 3 times and then basically gotten forgiven for it.
And then won the Super Bowl 4 times? Or 5 times? 5 times?
5 times.
My bad. 5 times.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it is 5. It has to be. If I'm right.
He's going to get number 6. They're going to run off this.
Alright, they may not, because the NFL is actually getting tougher, to be honest. Teams are.
Bill Belichick.
He finds the way to win. He loses so much, and like they try and tear him down, but he's just like, I'm still going to win. I mean, also, maybe the refs are on his side, so that's how he wins, because I call bullshit as a Jacksonville fan. Call very bullshit with that one pass interference on Brandon Cooks. Ball was not even catchable. Brandon Cooks was out of bounds. Fuck you, refs, for that.
I'm still
Salt.
I'm still calling crap on Tuckgate.
No, Tuckgate. That's dating it even so far back.
That was like 20 years ago, but
That's not
alright.
I mean, it's been a long time.
It's been a while.
At least
it
10.
has been
at least 10
while.
to 15, probably.
Yeah. Well, anyways, it was very good speaking to all 7 of you, and we look forward to continuing this in the future.
Loyal
This
people.
is episode 3 of Mike and Screen Productions.
Mike and Screen, but Mike not currently in Screen today because jury rigging duties. Anyway, so
Duct tape, our
yeah.
normal friend. Go to Home Depot and buy your local duct tape, or any store that sells duct tape.
Or flex tape. Flex tape probably good too.
Oh yes,
No, flex
well,
tape.
come on, man, we don't got the sponsorship. They want to give us money.
Shit, you're right. I mean, listen, flex tape. I saw a house.
Just use the back of Post-it notes.
Okay. I think we're gonna call it there. I'm your host, Cabbage. It's John, Tony, and we'll see you guys next time.